Mike Bresnahan. He's the Lakers analyst for Spectrum Sportsnet. Mike, it's Ross Tucker filling in for Dan today here on the Dan Patrick Show. Bunch of LeBron Lakers questions for you that I've been curious about. And the first one is really simple, Mike, which is just, how does LA feel about LeBron right now? Like if you walked around the arena or you walk down the street, how do people feel about LeBron in LA right now?
It's a good question, boss Ross, and I'll tell you, there was a nice ovation for him just the other night when he passed MJ to move into fourth on the NBA's all-time scoring list. But there's no doubt about it. There's definitely some empty feelings about the Lakers as a team right now. I mean, it is just, you go back to last July, there was so much euphoria. There was so much hope when LeBron signed with the Lakers. And the fact that they're, 5 games under 500, it feels like every Laker fan is upset at just about every part of the franchise right now. I mean, some people say LeBron needs to, step up a little bit more. Some people say the coaching staff is an issue. Some people say the front office is an issue. And there's just a lot of finger pointing going on right now. And you never, ever would have predicted it last July, just 6, 7, 8 short months ago. It's surprising, to be honest.
This is probably more a fan question or even for the Danettes or for me to chime in on, but I am curious, do you think, as a basketball guy, do you think this season and the Lakers not making the playoffs, do you think that has a negative effect or impact at all on LeBron's legacy?
No, it's too soon. If it was a one-year deal for him, then yeah, you probably say, wow, that didn't work out well. But the Lakers signed him to a 4-year contract. So you have to see what they can do this offseason, try to upgrade the roster, because there were definitely some holes in this roster back when the season began, way back when in October. And no one thought this team was going to be a championship caliber. But people definitely figured, all right, they should probably be top 4 in the West and do some pretty good damage there if the young guys step up their game a little bit. And some of the many guys that were on one-year contracts, maybe they could do something too to kind of get a little action, a little playoff action for a franchise that has not been to the playoffs since 2013, and it just hasn't happened. Part of it was LeBron he missed 18 games because of a groin injury, and that's rough. I mean, that's the longest injury he's ever had in his career. And there's been other problems, too. Lonzo Ball has not played since January. Brandon Ingram missed a little time. So it's been definitely an injury-filled season. So I think that kind of stems some of the harshest criticism, and rightly so, because no one predicted so many guys would miss so much time.
I guess I'm just curious what the reaction was to his thoughts and comments that, beating Michael Jordan and going ahead of him on the all-time scoring list was like winning a title. How'd that go over in L.A.?
Here's the funny thing. L.A. people, they're very Lakers-centered, and they're smart NBA fans, but they're not that attuned to maybe the Miami OKC series that LeBron won in 2012 or 13 or whatever year it was. See, I can't even name the specifics of him winning that championship. So for him to say, yeah, this is cooler than when we beat Golden State 3 years ago, whatever the time frame was for that. I think Laker fans just kind of shrugged that off because they're waiting for him to win one here, and that's the important key. This franchise has not won a championship since 2010. And granted, they did win back-to-back, 09 and 10 with Kobe. In one of those years, they beat Boston, so there's definitely a lot of bang for that buck. But it wasn't a huge deal out here, to be honest.
Talking with Mike Bresnahan does a terrific job as the Lakers analyst for Spectrum Sportsnet. A lot of Lakers LeBron talk this week. And the latest, Mike, is that they are going to limit his minutes. Luke Walton has already said that for the rest of the season. What's your read on how much they're going to limit his minutes and why?
Yeah, I can't wait for practice this morning when Luke Walton will be asked that question for sure, probably by me. We'll have to see what happens in a few hours. I would guess he's going to do about 25 minutes a game. It's about 10 fewer than he has been playing on average, maybe even 20 minutes a game. And now it's no longer hey, let's push for the playoffs. Now it's kind of a rescue mode where it's like, all right, let's look ahead to next season. We still have LeBron. This is what the Lakers are thinking for 3 more years after this. So, yeah, we've got to kind of conserve him a little bit. He's 34 years old now. He'll be 35 in December. It's quite a ways away, obviously. But they definitely need to turn to what can we do to preserve him? Obviously, a lot of miles on him. He's played, an extra 2 seasons at least just in playoff games over the years. So it makes sense to me. In fact, I even said to my coworkers a couple nights ago after the Lakers lost to the Clippers, I think we'll start curbing him a little bit, maybe sit him in certain games. And indeed, one of the reports said he's also going to sit out some back-to-back situations, of which the Lakers have 3 remaining between now and April 9th, their last regular season game. So it makes sense to me to kind of preserve him a little bit since they've fallen very quickly and very far out of the playoff race.
Okay, but by that logic, Mike, why don't they just shut him down for the rest of the year? Why put any more minutes on him? Why take any risk of injury?
That's a great question. And maybe LeBron is the guy who's saying, I feel like I need to play some here and give the fans what they want. Maybe it's the Lakers saying, we need to kind of show our season ticket holders, our loyal season ticket holders that, they're part of the process too. I'm not sure on which side the minutes restriction was agreed upon as far as, hey, there needs to be some playing time here. But I'm curious to see what is determined at practice today. It probably is some sort of agreement between both sides that, let's not shut it down completely. Let's at least give the fans 20, 25 minutes, whatever the number might be.
Is there any chance, Mike, that part of this is a way for the Lakers to lose even more games to finish the season, to get, more ping pong balls, and even if they don't get in the top 3, to at least get a higher pick? Is there a partial tank here going on?
The problem with that is they have too many wins. They have so many wins that even if they lose, they have, I believe, 17 games left. Even if they lose 14 of them, they're not going to improve their position that much. You go from maybe a 1% chance to get in the top pick to a 4% chance to get in the top pick. So I don't really see that happening just because the percentages aren't that great.
Mike, really appreciate the time. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Anytime, Ross. Appreciate it, bud.
There he is, Mike Bresnahan. Check him out all over Spectrum Sportsnet. He is the Lakers analyst, and he called me Boss Ross, so I already like that guy quite a bit.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.